Hey guys, it's Holly. Welcome back to my channel. We're going to do a car video today. It's been a little while since we have done one. So I had laser eye surgery yesterday, Lasik. I got to do the pure laser, so completely bladeless, very simple. So that's what I had done yesterday. And I kind of want to talk about it for a minute and share my experience of how it went for me and kind of, just tell you what to expect if it's something that you are thinking about doing. Or if someone you know is thinking about doing it. So, well, let's hop right into it. For long story short, I had been thinking about doing LASIK surgery for probably at least 10 years. So I've had glasses since I was 12 years old. I started wearing contacts when I was 15, and I wore contacts almost all of the time until I was about 25 years old, about 5 years ago, and I started having problems wearing contacts. For some reason, my eyes started rejecting contact lenses. And at this time, I was dealing with a lot of inflammation and infections, so all that kind of passed, and I just couldn't really wear contacts anymore. And it was getting to a point where I could wear them once a week. Sometimes I could wear twice a week, but it never really got to a point where I could wear them super regularly anymore, and certainly not every day. Now, I did get to a point where I could wear them every other day for the most part, but the thing about that was, I know this sounds really weird, but I was only able to wear one contact at a time. So basically, my left eye would tolerate the contact better than my right eye, if that makes sense. So basically, I would wear a contact in my left eye and I would not have one in my right eye. And so I would have like one contact in. So and I know that's bad, that's not really good for your vision, but that's what I've done for honestly the past probably 4 years. 3 or 4 years at least I've been doing that. So occasionally I would wear one in my right eye, but if I wore both contacts at the same time, which I would do very rarely, once a month, it would inflame my eyes really, really bad to the point of just horrible. And then I couldn't wear contacts for several days after that. So, I was finally just my eyes really kind of make my face. In my opinion, I have really nice eyes, and that's what people have always told me. And, I think glasses can look really cute on people. I think they can look good on people. And I think I look kind of cute in glasses sometimes. But in the same point, I just want to be able to show my face. And I just really like my face, I'm going to be honest. So, but it's also for other reasons too. I just kind of wanted to have my vision restored, honestly, because my vision over the years has gotten pretty bad. I think my prescription is a negative 3.5 or something like that. And then my right eye worse than my left, and then I had astigmatism in both eyes. So I finally decided to just go get a consultation. And so the first consultation I did was online on video chat. And then I decided I felt like it was safe enough to go to the center and have them run the test that they needed to make sure and confirm that I was a good candidate for LASIK surgery. So, which I did that, and they confirmed it. The appointment was pretty short, and so I went ahead and scheduled it, and they said, they're like, if you want, you can come in tomorrow. And I was like, well, I actually can't tomorrow, but I can do the next day. So I scheduled it for a couple days later, which was yesterday, and I went in and I had it done. And I was in and out within an hour, and then we were heading home. And so you do have to bring someone with you for your procedure to drive you home, but it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. So there are a few horror stories out there, just like with anything. And I've heard a lot of people, even people I know that have had it done, that have said that afterward it's just this horrible pain, and it's so uncomfortable, and you just can't function, and this and that. But I was like, well, I'm a pretty tough person. In my opinion, I think I'm tougher than a lot of people. But I've just been through so much that stuff like that really doesn't faze me in the same way that it fazes a lot of other people. So I was like, I'm just going to do it. And I'm just going to see. But I think I also had really realistic expectations, but I was also really positive about it, and affirming that this was going to be smooth and this was going to go well and I wasn't going to have any problems. I was just affirming that, manifesting it, and praying, asking God that this would go smoothly for speedy healing. And sure enough, that's what happened. So the actual procedure itself, I was pretty nervous. I was like shaking. I was pretty much having an anxiety attack when it was happening. But so basically they open up your eye and they kind of prop it open with this, I don't know how to explain it, but they open the eye wide open with this plastic thing that holds the eye open, and that is a little uncomfortable. There's some pressure there. So then they do the shaping. So they had like this one laser thingy, and they go over to the other laser thingy, and the first part isn't really that scary, as for what I experienced. But then the second part, when they take you over to like this red and green light, that for me was the scariest part. But they numb your eyes with so many numbing drops, so you don't really feel pain. When the clamp was taken off of my eye, it was slightly painful, I will admit. Like when they were finished and the clamp came off my eye, it was a little bit painful, I'm not gonna lie, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, it's excruciating, or So this was just a really interesting experience. But the red and green light, I will say, is where it's reshaping your cornea, and you can actually smell the tissue being burned, and they tell you this. So when that was happening, that was really freaking me out. So I really had to work with my mind and be like, okay, calm down, it's okay, you're gonna be okay. So I really had to talk to myself through the whole thing, in my mind, just like keep it together, but it's so fast. And then all of a sudden it was over. And then they gave you some sunglasses and you go home, and you were told to lay down for 2 to 3 hours, or 3 to 4, depending on the person, even as many as 6 hours. But I'm like, whatever, because I have insomnia. I can't sleep during the day. I can't take naps like that. So I told the doctor, and they were like, oh yeah, if you can't fall asleep, it's fine, just lay there, listen to a podcast, whatever. So I'm like, okay. So on the way home, we had about a 50 minute drive. It might have been a little bit longer. So we had to drive a little ways. So drove home, and on the way there, I was kind of taking breaks, closing my eyes, then I was doing a few things on my phone. My eyes were kind of tearing up, and they felt kind of grainy and irritated, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is horrible or anything like that. It wasn't nearly as bad as I expected. So I was doing some stuff on my phone, which I really shouldn't have been. I mean, they say to close your eyes in the car on the way home, but I was like, I really had some stuff I needed to get done. So I'll be honest, I did that. And then I would close my eyes for a few minutes, open back up, and I kind of had my head down in the seat because my eyes were really sensitive to the sun. So after that, we got home, I went to the bathroom, grabbed a drink. So then I went to lay down, and I laid down for about 2.5 hours, and I was gonna get up right at 2 hours, but I didn't feel quite ready. I did not fall asleep. I kind of catnapped a little, didn't fall asleep, but I was just listening to a podcast the whole time. And so right about the 2.5 hour mark, I was like, okay, I feel like I can get up now. I feel like I'm ready. So I went ahead and got up, and I put my antibiotic eye drops in, because you're supposed to use those 4 times a day until the bottle runs out, and then you're supposed to use artificial tears, and you want to wait 5 minutes in between the antibiotic drops and the artificial tears. So the artificial tears you use like every hour or two while you're awake, that is. So when you're asleep, obviously you don't have to worry about it. But so that was what I've been doing. I've been using the artificial tears, and everything has been going pretty smoothly. I really can't complain. And when I woke up this morning, my eyes felt pretty much completely normal. I feel a little bit dry when it starts getting close to the time that I need to use my artificial tears. But other than that, I feel great. I'm wearing my sunglasses. You're supposed to wear your sunglasses for the first 24 hours, even when you're sleeping. And then after that, you're just supposed to wear sunglasses outside, pretty much indefinitely in the sun, because they don't always tell you this, but after you get LASIK done, your eyes are a little bit more sensitive. of the sun, and they're more susceptible to things like cataracts and whatnot. So you want to be really careful about sun protection for your eyes. But I'm also a big fan of getting the sun into your eyes. So over the past few years, I haven't been big on sunglasses. I've been big on getting natural sun into the eyes, and I feel like there are a lot of benefits to that. So I still plan to do that to an extent, but just on a lesser scale, and probably more like in the early morning or the evening when the sun's setting type of thing. So yeah, so that's really about it. I mean, I'm supposed to go in for a post-op appointment Monday. So you usually go in the day after, but if you do your procedure on a Friday, then you go for your post-op on Monday. So it's very simple, it's very easy, but I will say it's not the same for everyone. It's not a one-size-fits-all. So some people are going to have a great experience, and some people are not. And I can see clearly. I think I'm probably 20/20 at this point. My glasses will not work anymore. So no more glasses, no more contacts. And so yeah, so the place that I went to Lasik Plus in Plano, Texas, just north of Dallas. And it's right on the border of Dallas and Plano. And I'm just really excited about it. I feel great, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. And whenever I got up from laying down for a couple of hours, I got up and I was able to get food for my son. I was able to pretty much do everything normally. I did some stuff on my phone. I cleaned the whole house lightly. I didn't do anything crazy, but yeah, I mean, I felt like doing pretty much all of my chores. Like, yes, it was uncomfortable, but I think it was better that I was up moving around and doing things within reason. Like, you just want to use your common sense. And I think here in the West, like, especially here in America, it's like we have this misconception of like more rest is best. Like, you always need to rest for this, rest for that. You know, oh, you're not feeling well, you should rest. Oh, you're thinking too hard, you should rest. You know, oh, you just had stitches, you should go lay down and rest. You know, and I feel like if you rested for every little thing so much, like, you'd never get anything done. So, but that's just a talk for another day, honestly. I could go on for so long about that. So, but it's different for everyone, and some people will need more rest than others. But fortunately for me, I'm not the type of person that requires a whole lot of rest and recovery, especially after things like this. So, I don't know. Like I say, I'm just a really, really tough person, like mentally, emotionally, physically. And not saying other people aren't, but I think I just put forth the intention. I put forth the intention to be super strong, and I think with that, it's just who I am, and it's just how I plan out how I want things to go, and that's just how I do them. So I don't know, I'm kind of rambling, it's kind of weird, but oh well. So yeah, next time you see me, maybe I won't be wearing these glasses, but I just wanted to talk for a minute about my LASIK surgery experience. And like I say, at the end of the day, it's not going to be the same for everyone. You do want to weigh the pros and cons, and you also want to consider what's right for you. And I will also point out that the younger you are, I think you have to be over the age of 21 and over, but the younger you are, the better it is. And if you can get it done before the age of 40, it really is the best thing, because after the age of 40, they say that the eyes start to lose more tissue, and so typically you might require a different type of treatment or more treatment, and you might experience more complications and difficulties and things of that nature. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, reach out to me on one of my social media outlets, and a few of you have reached out recently to ask questions about products and questions about various different things, and I thank you guys for that. So continue to reach out to me if you want to, and I look forward to our next video. Thanks, guys.